Welcome to the Yoga Focus podcast. I'm Laura Goellner, a yoga therapist, occupational therapist, and the owner of Focused Wellness Therapeutics. I provide one-on-one yoga therapy sessions, small group therapeutic yoga, and online education for yoga teachers that is rooted in science. For more information, check out my website, LauraGyoga.com. This episode is a segment from my online course, Kundalini Yoga 101, the Yoga of Awareness, on udemy.com. If you are interested in learning more about Kundalini Yoga practice, check out this free course. There will be a link in the description below. Hey everyone, welcome to our introduction to Kundalini Yoga, or Kundalini 101. I am so excited to share this form of yoga practice with you for a few different reasons, and that's actually the first topic that I want to talk about, because yoga has become something that really has mainstream recognition, and most people, if you walked up to them and said, "Hey, I practice yoga," they kind of have a concept of what that is. But what I found is that if I tell people I am studying Kundalini yoga or I practice Kundalini yoga, they don't really know what that looks like or why you would practice that instead of another form of yoga. And I feel like this is a topic that needs to get more attention right now for so many different reasons. But a lot of us are going through struggles right now. We're going through a collective, challenging human experience. And that is when I find Kundalini Yoga to be the most powerful and the most effective practice to help get through those strong emotions or challenging experiences. That's why I am so excited to start talking and sharing this particular practice. I'll give you a little brief background about how I came to find this practice. I started practicing what you would think of as kind of a power yoga or a vinyasa yoga in 2003. So almost 20 years ago now, I've been studying yoga pretty intensely. I practiced and taught vinyasa and gentle yoga for many years, and it wasn't until about 2012 or 2013 that I started to look at Kundalini practice. The way that I really found it, I had seen pictures of it here and there, and if I'm being honest, seeing people dressed in all white and doing kind of unusual movements and really strong breath was not something that drew me in at that point. I was actually a little bit off-put by it because it was so different from what I was used to. So it wasn't until I was going through a very difficult time in my life. I was going through a divorce. I had a lot of unhappiness related to my work situation at that time. It was just a lot of really strong emotions and things that I was struggling with hard. And what I started to notice was I've always used my yoga practice as something that I could lean on when I was struggling, but it wasn't helping me with this new experience. It was the hardest experience that I had been through in my life. And my normal vinyasa practice and trying to sit still and meditate was just not doing it. It was actually sometimes making my anxiety and my fear worse. So I was spending a lot of time at the library because I was searching. I was searching for something to help me at that point. And as I was looking through the books one day in the library, I came across the book by Gurmukh, who was a well-known Kundalini yoga teacher. And it was her book called The 8 Human Talents. And I took this book home and I started reading it, and I kind of devoured the whole book from start to finish. And I started practicing some of the Kundalini style kriyas and cleansing practices that she talked about in the book. And what I found was the very intense breath work and the very intense movement sets were so much more helpful to get me through this experience of feeling deep sadness, of feeling really stuck and confused, and of anger. I had a lot of anger at that point because I was going through this divorce and kind of my whole life was being taken apart, and I was scared by the process of having to rebuild a new life for myself. So I was feeling very weak and unempowered. And during that time when Kundalini practice came into my life, that was exactly what I needed to work through that confusion and to feel like I had the strength to rebuild my life and put it back together better than it was before. It was a long process. I can't say that it was easy. I can't say that it was quick. It definitely wasn't. But the power of the Kundalini practice at that point in my life gave me the strength to move forward and to make it happen. And ever since then, it has been something that I've really kept in different forms within my own personal practice. I still practice gentle yoga. I still practice vinyasa yoga. But more and more as the years went on, I started to lean harder into Kundalini yoga. And then as we got toward the pandemic and other challenges within the world, again, I found Kundalini to be the practice that helped me the most during those really challenging times. So I am very excited to share this practice with others because I know that it's something that other people could benefit from as well, because there are so many people in the world right now who are feeling that struggle, and this practice can help them to find a way to move forward. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here on the Yoga Focus podcast. I'm Laura Goellner. If you would like to stay connected to more yoga resources, you can follow me on Instagram at LauraGyoga. I have many YouTube videos at Laura Goellner, The Yoga Focus Method, and you can find links to my book, Yoga Therapy at the Wall, and all of my online courses at my website, lauragyoga.com. Thanks so much for being here.